Radyo Katipunan. News, insights, inspiration. Radyo Katipunan. Down from the hill and down to the world. Radyo Katipunan. The voice of the Blue Eagle. Welcome to the Rundown, where we take you right into the action with the latest sports news, updates, game previews, breakdown, and analysis in, around, across, and beyond the Ateneo. And now, let's get ready to run down!
What is up again, Blue Eagle Nation, and welcome to Radyo Katipunan 87.9, your Ateneo de Manila Campus Radio. You're hanging out with me again, Anthony, and paumanhin po sa matinding traffic this today, no? But we were able to make it. Nandito po kami ngayon, and joining me, as always, one of our basketball analysts dito sa Radyo Katipunan Sports, of course. You've read the stuff na sa HumbleBola and also on Slam Pilipinas. He's Ateneo's version of K-Love, Karlo Lovenia, joining us in the house again.
Appreciate it always. Love being here.
Ayan. For those who are following Karlo pala on Twitter, no, bukod sa kanyang fascination for the next Canadian sensation, hoop sensation, barring any RJ Barrett, mga sumusulpot na ganyan, no? Pero si Andrew Wiggins, yun yung aming hindi namin alam what to classify him as.
He's the ultimate tease. That's all we know about him. That's all.
Yun lang yun. And recently, no, itong si K-Love natin, no, Ateneans, he was showing the 3-point stroke on Twitter. Bumibitaw yan, dyan lang.
Yeah, so kahit pa paano naglalaro naman, hindi naman pa nanood.
Pero si Karlo, you were celebrating nung pagkatapos yung 3 in a row. Ganun.
I just do it every after workout. As it is workout na yun eh.
Oh.
I mean, shooting that much. So yun. It's just magandang stress reliever. I mean, you know, basketball is always a good stress reliever. But to play it, different story altogether.
For sure. Tapos kami naman ni Karlo, of course, last time, no, when he was here about a couple of months ago, how time flies, no, Karlo? We were just previewing season 82. Yeah. And ngayon, we are just a day away from yet another all-important UAAP Final Four Stepladder semi-final matchup. Now, Karlo, bago tayo, we head over to our favorite homeboys, our guys in blue, no?
Of course.
Na nasa, basketball sem break.
You can call it that.
They have an extended undas, so to speak. No? So, kami ni Karlo will go over our Blue Eagles potential opponents come the UAAP Season 82 Finals. And I guess everyone here, Karlo, cannot wait for that.
Yeah, of course.
Diba? So we'll see how they match up with Ateneo, diba? Because tomorrow muna will be treated first to a marquee matchup between the guys from the other side of the road, UP Diliman and of course UST. Now, Karlo, just a couple of days ago, UST they formally eliminated ang FEU, 81-71. Pero talking about this, the Moraita side of things naman, no. Parang didn't this, like I was watching it, parang didn't this feel like a microcosm of FEU season 82 na parang this got off on the wrong foot, tas mamaya-maya, they'll rebound. Did it feel like...
Exactly, for sure. Parang during that first half, when they got down by 26 points, but by the end of it, naisip nga ako na, ito yun eh, FEU. This is the bad FEU that we talked about, the FEU that showed up a lot during the first round and during those games versus NU. Freak losses when you think about them. So, wala, that's how it is. And pagdating no second half, bigla sila nakahabol. I mean, look, you could have said right then and there, our team's young, our veterans are not exactly go-to guys. Just throw in the towel. There's no point. But you have to love how they fought back. Kasi madaling mapanghinaan to be down that big in such a high stakes game with an environment that was incredible. I actually dropped by the end of it. And the atmosphere was absolutely incredible for a Wednesday game.
Sure.
So, yun talaga, sayang. Sayang for FEU, the talent's there, the potential's there. But I think, tama, microcosm, kumbaga it really showed us that they're still very young. Even Coach Olsen Rosella acknowledged that after the game. Also, Wendell Comboy, one of their captains.
Yep.
But they're definitely very talented. But who would have thought? I mean, us in HumbleBola, no one predicted.
Final Four.
Yeah, no one predicted na mag-Final Four sila. except from one, I think one writer predicted na Final Four sila, but even he did not expect them to perform this well. So to the FEU fans who actually kept on retweeting our predictions, we are here to apologize for doubting you. Coach Olsen Racela told me himself, we proved you wrong.
Ayun.
But you have to love how they played. Such a great group. What a bright future for that school.
Tama ako no, Karlo, especially the fight back from 26 points down.
Absolutely.
Diba?
Lalo na, that's a USC team that's loaded and plenty of firepower. You'd be like, ba't ba dedepensa yung mga tres na sinushoot na USC? Parang di mo na maintindihan eh. So, absurd, exactly. But, they fought back. They stayed disciplined to the system. And you know what? They were, 10 points away. If probably that there was an extra quarter, baka nanalo pa sila.
Yeah. Tapos, Karlo, no, parang just briefly going about the Tamaraws, na parang, what was it that was bothering FEU all season long? Parang, was it inconsistency kasi sila Barkley Ibonia, they weren't that consistent, sila Ken Tuffin gumaling na lang nung second round, diba parang, or was it injuries ba, what is it, parang among you guys, what were you talking about, what's off with FEU?
I really think it was the youth, and you have to understand that yung veterans nila, the guys you mentioned, Ken Tuffin, Barkley Ibonia, even Wendell Romboy, they aren't exactly guys na sasabihin mo, okay, that's my franchise guy. That's my franchise player. Yep. And when the game is on the line, or even worse, pagtambak kami, who do we go to start a run? They had that before. They had guys like J.R. Parker, former Atenean Arvin Tolentino. They were those guys. But they didn't exactly have that type of guy among the veterans. I mean, Hubert Cani was very up and down the whole season. But the guys who could be like that were young. LJ Gonzalez, Royce Alforque, even Cyrus Torres had his moments. But the problem is youth. Youth is youth. Iba talaga yung may experience ka. Iba yung... we all know age is just a number. Pero in this case, it matters. It matters talaga. Lalo na with the UAAP field that's this deep and this talented. One of the more talented fields we've seen in a long time. So, yun talaga. They couldn't... they had trouble establishing maturity kasi yung core talaga nila yung mga bata nila yan sila Royce, sila LJ, even Wendell, credited those guys, pero sayang for sure. But there's so much to be excited about talaga. I mean, I know not making it up in the stepladder is always a bummer, Of course, you still want to keep on playing, but there's so much to look forward to if you're an FEU fan.
Yeah. Parang yun nga, Karlo, what you mentioned. It's parang on one side, parang having some newbies to carry you, parang magandang youthful energy, pero
of course.
in the end, kailangan mo rin ng veterano to pull you through, diba?
And you have to understand, when it comes to the system of Coach Olsen, it's very, very particular, it's very disciplined, the way he coaches. Some may even go as far as to say na medyo, how do I call this? It's very simple to an extent. Okay. But it requires a different level of ibang disiplina talaga.
Totoo.
Kasi it's a blend of multiple systems. Yung nila-run nila Opensa, it's not just dribble drive. There's also some triangle principles into it. And you really need lots of practice and consistency with how you run that system, especially with your point guards. I mean, it's a sophomore and a freshman, they're point guards. Kaya but at the end of the day, they showed their stuff when they were able to lock it in. It's just that they weren't able to show it consistently, which it's part for the course. Kasama talaga yan.
Yeah. Pero given that on that note, Karlo, how commendable of a coaching job did Coach Olsen Racela do in season 82? Given na you lose tons of quality players, diba? Parang pero yun nga unexpected was the Final Four entry.
You're right. Actually, we've talked about this HumbleBola group chat namin na Coach Olsen really impressed in this season. Parang, of course, there will be people who will rank coaches. Yeah. So, I mean, the clear number one is Coach Tab. I mean, I don't think that's
bar none.
I don't think that's much of a conversation. It's not like the other coaches are bad. It's just that Coach Tab is just that good. And when it comes to the number 2 spot, it was always a Coach Franz Pumaren, even Coach Aldin. But Coach Olsen's put himself into that conversation this year. And I think a big reason for that was he just loves teaching. He loves teaching these kids.
Right.
When you listen to how he talks to them, when you listen to even how he reacts, the animated reactions he has, hindi lang siya, he doesn't dictate, he's open to learning, from his players. And he was able to find that with this young group. And it can only get better kasi, kumbaga, Coach Olsen's found his image, his niche as a coach. Kumbaga, he's always dreamt of a team that played elite defense and took as less dribbles as possible.
Kind of like him when he was a player.
Exactly. And it showed this year. Kumbaga, if there's gonna be any doubt, there were even requests during the early part of the season. Ibalik si Coach Nash, ganyan. I think it's time to kill those conversations. Coach Olsen is his own man, and he's shown even though Coach Nash is there as an assistant helping him out, but that's Coach Olsen's team. He deserves all of the respect.
True.
Absolute terrific job.
True. And given a roller coaster season to for FEU, diba? Parang I don't know if they had gotten into a rhythm earlier on. Who knows? Things may have been different.
That's
Pero come second round, Karlo, they were pretty tough.
Yep, they were. Even their losses were well, except for that NU loss, the loss against Ateneo, their second loss in the second round. Hindi ka malulungkot eh. For them, you'd be like, wow, they nearly beat Ateneo. That's pretty unbeatable, quite frankly, this season. I mean, they really gave them a legitimate scare. So
Totoo.
Hats off to them.
And we mentioned about the bright young talent of FEU. No, whom I think si Patrick Techuente, if he does return next year, I think he'll improve. Pero for me, the brightest young star for the Tams was one of their own products, LJ Gonzalez.
Absolutely.
10.2 points per game, 7.4 rebounds, and 4 assists per game. Karlo, parang etong season na to, LJ Gonzalez showed that he could be among the best floor generals sa league.
Absolutely. With LJ, parang last season, medyo, he's always been a spark off the bench.
Ganun.
Role niya kasi he's fast, he's very strong, there's plenty of energy to that team. But this year, he's taken the leap. Kumbaga, he's shown na, okay, I can be the main guy on this team. I'm still young. He still makes plenty of mistakes. His jumper is still a little questionable. Minsan, pinipilit pa niya mga drive niya. Hindi niya alam when to properly, stop on the dime for the basket. But he's learning. It's really a part of it. I mean, the talent has always been there with LJ. But slowly but surely, utak, the instincts of the game, he's starting to figure it out.
Right. And I don't know if it's the parang the affinity that we have for ex Atenean players, no. Pero Karlo, you had to feel for some Tamaraos who had to bid goodbye to their UAAP careers, namely Hubert Cani, who was tearing up by the end of the game, no.
Of course.
But nung college ako dito, no, I think bago ako mag-graduate, usap-usapan na yan eh. At one point, Karlo, if you remember this, Hubert Cani, Coco Pingoy, they were positioned to be Ateneo's point guards of the future, diba? And how things have turned out for Cani, no? Parang, ang daming missteps along the way. I mean, parang for you, how do you make of Hubert Cani's UAAP career?
Well, mahirap eh. Mahirap kasi ang dami pinagdaanan ni Hubert. Coming from NU, then going to Ateneo, missing a year. That year really, clearly got him out of shape physically. Even mentally, his confidence looked shot. I mean, there were so much times na nag-airball siya no season 17. Missing plenty of shots. It wasn't very pretty, but he just wasn't able to find a niche. In the UAAP. We saw some flashes. Some flashes of step backs going in, that patience when handling the ball, to attack the basket. Kasi lang it was just flashes. But at this point, you don't know it. Because for one, he still has plenty of time to whether he'll be going to the PBA draft or not. He probably won't. He'll probably take the route of playing in the MPBL.
Not bad, diba?
Playing in the PBA D-League. Kumbaga, the ability is there. Just has to, continuously build off whatever he learned in FEU. Because it wasn't like, let's admit it wasn't like in Ateneo where he just looked it was bad. He looked down, not just on the court, but even off the court.
To the point when he was begging for playing time.
Yeah.
Nagkaroon pa ng ganun eh.
Yeah, so there were those reports that he was begging for playing time. That's never fun to hear. Whether it's true or not, it's never fun to hear. So,
of course.
So, kumbaga, hopefully he finds some peace of mind and he develops, hopefully has a career in the PBA.
Yun nga, sana. Well, we do hope for the best kay Hubert Cani, another former Atenean. Pero Karlo, again, going back to this game nga, some themes, FEU, late fight back, di ba? Late comeback. Pero, ito na-mention natin kanina. Punta naman tayo sa Espanya.
Yeah.
UST's outside sniping. Karlo, 3-point shooting nila, hindi lang yung accuracy, pero yung timely.
Yeah.
Yung the timing of the shots na pumapasok. That allowed UST to win that game.
Yeah. It was a shaky game for UST actually. Some of the threes they were making were obviously very big, but like what people always say, threes are a high variance type of shot. Malayo yan mas malayo yan kahit pa paano. So, I mean, they were very hot first half, but FEU locked in. And minsan, no matter how good of an offense you are, may mga instances na yung depensa mananaig. We saw that. And with the way UST plays very fast, they like to run up and down. It's a very mayhem, like for Coach Alden, it's an unpredictable style. FEU was able to figure out what UST was running, forced them into turnovers. They had 25 turnovers during that game. That's an unacceptable number. But tama ka, timely baskets.
Yeah.
I mean, UST will always be up and down. They will have these moments na mapapailing ka na lang.
Yeah.
But they love the moment. They love the moment. They have players who make big baskets. Renzo Subido, who's been ice cold this entire season.
Yes.
Even Solomon Chabio, he will get the most timely of offensive rebounds. And even Brent Paraiso has emerged into the backcourt. And Mark Nonoy, these are players that even though they're young, they love the moment. You clearly see it. They love the moment.
True. Tapos Karlo, mamaya isa-isay natin yung mga players ng UST, no? Pero you mentioned about the mayhem philosophy ni Coach Alden, no, Karlo? Parang how have you seen him transition from that mayhem that he implemented in DLSU, taking well, not everything, but concepts of it over to the UST side of things?
Well, with regards to Coach Alden, I think we have to understand whether he'll admit it or not. In LaSalle, it never truly felt like he had control of that team. And for coaches, that matters. That matters having, a hold of your team with the recruitment, with the system that's being run. Yeah. That matters. Yeah. And in a program like LaSalle, that's difficult to achieve because there's so much going on there. True. And it's clear Coach Alden just never felt comfortable. Even when you'd meet him in the press, sobrang minsan iniiwasan niya interviews eh. It's clear as day. Ibang-iba. But when he came to UST, like he said, he told us that he wanted to go to UST, for personal growth. It's a new challenge, a new opportunity to be able to develop a program filled with unproven talents last season. Yeah. And we're starting to see that. So from a philosophical point of view, I guess we could say that na he's so much more comfortable in UST. I never saw that yung sa LaSalle. Good point. I never realized that was his attitude towards the DLSU team. That's right. So, kasi I had various sources telling me na nung Letran, he was such a philosophical guy sharing his coaching philosophy. Kasi he's a philosophy graduate. So, so he really has those principles to him. But I see. Never evident with LaSalle noon. And right now we're starting to see it. It was chilling for me seeing him suddenly shout to the UST crowd last Wednesday, "See you on Sunday." Ganon. And, those little things, seeing him smile more, take pictures even with members of the media, that matters. So parang philosophically, spiritually, Coach Alden is at peace. And right. That spilled over to how he's ran the team. Kasi that's the thing here. We always box Mayhem. Iniisip natin, they press. Ganon. They will keep on pressing you. But I actually haven't been pressing that much this season and last season. Kumbaga, actually Coach Alden wanted to take away the Mayhem brand. In fact, UST had t-shirts nakalagay Hail Mary. Yun yung nakalagay. Well,
Talaga.
for one, I guess from a branding standpoint, sorry Coach Aldin, it's not it. It does not fit you. It does not fit the Growling Tigers. Hail Mary, it's not it. So we are not going to call it Hail Mary.
Baka utos nila father yan sa iyo.
Baka ubos sila father, pero as a member of the media, and I think other media members have also followed suit, we're not using it.
Hindi talaga.
So wala, Mayhem will stick forever.
Okay.
But, sige, fine. Coach Alden wanted to change the meaning of Mayhem. And he showed that. Kasi kumbaga he wanted to clarify, Mayhem isn't about pressing. It's not about overwhelming opponents with power, with pressure. It's about unpredictability. And,
I see.
And he's right. Kasi when it comes to their defense, kung iisipin mo, medyo conservative pa siya eh. They don't run that much full court presses.
Right.
More often than not, their press is meant to delay the half court execution on offense. But at the end of the day, they still, the defense is okay. It has its limitations, obviously, with their personnel. But you can really see the mayhem, that unpredictability with their offense. I mean,
True.
It flows so well.
Yeah.
Hindi siya, it's not your usual pick and roll action or the dump to the post and it flows off that. Iba talaga eh. There's so much strutting involved, lots of screens, re-screens.
Sure.
It's such a fun offense to watch. Na minsan when you're breaking it down, as a basketball nerd, you're like, wow, that's a lot of intricacies to an offense built to really maximize the players.
Right.
So I guess that's a difference eh. And that comes with the level of talent na rin.
Sure.
You have to be unpredictable kasi it's not like you have Ben Impala and Jeron Teng in the team. Now, whether we admit it or not, those players are ibang caliber yung ganun eh. Yung mga ganyan yung bibigay mo yung bola when everything else
They'll
fails.
just overpower you.
They'll just overpower you, correct. And UST doesn't have that type of player. Na give him the ball, siya bahala. That there's nothing wrong with that. Because they play as a team, and even though that's not exactly popular, when playing in the clutch, it works. I mean, look, they got to grow up in the stepladder format. They've beaten a number of very good teams on the way there.
Yes.
So you can't doubt that. But chip in na lang eh when it comes to those big moments, whether it be from Subido to even Chabio, the league MVP. So unpredictable talaga.
Yeah. And parang it's paradoxical to say, no, Karlo. Mayhem, tapos parang the vibe that Coach Ayo gives is he's yung calm under pressure.
That's right.
Diba?
That's right. Very calm.
Against FEU, diba? For all those the haymakers that FEU was throwing, his being chill, relaxed, calm, composed, that rubs off on your players.
Absolutely. I mean,
diba?
It's not that he's just blank faced, wala pakialam. But there's a difference. Ano siya eh? Kumbaga, he will show emotion. He will not be afraid to tell players, wise ka, or upo kita kasi masama gano'n. He's not afraid to tell players that, but he does it out of reason. May reason lagi. And kumbaga, you can trust him as a player na, okay, kalma, coach has got us. He will be ready to protect us and put us in the best situations possible.
Which translates to Renzo Subido being more clutch, diba?
Yup.
Which translates to vets like Zach Wang, Brent Paraiso, just, sabi mo, they're just savoring the moment.
Yeah,
diba?
absolutely. Like, especially Brent. I mean, he's gone through so much.
Totoo.
He's been a Lasallian ever since. And to leave that must have been tough for him. But he's found a home in UST.
Yeah.
In fact, he tweeted out after the game versus FEU, wow, that crowd, that UST crowd, even Ateneos will admit that the UST crowd is absolutely one of the best in the UAAP.
Definitely.
It's not the best. So, Brent's found a home, and you have to feel happy for him. He's found this place in the UAAP after such a tough few years.
And touching off what you said kanina about the primary parang impression that we get from Mayhem. Yun nga yung overpressing, parang pedal to the metal type of offense or defense.
Correct.
Pero maybe from what I heard from you, maybe Coach Ayo is trying to digress himself kasi LaSalle was known for that type of thing in the early 2000s with Coach Franz Pomarin.
That's right.
When he had guys like Mac Cardona, Ren, Joseph Yo, Mike Cortez.
Like what old heads will always say, that was the type of press na di ka makakadaan. Half court line, di ka makakadaan. In fact, Ateneans will remember Paul Tanchi. He was always the player being mentioned na di makadaan sa press. Thankfully, LA Tenorio saved Ateneo when Ateneo was having its point guard problems. But it speaks of the press, of the LaSalle team strength.
So maybe that's why Coach I wanted to say, parang he said, no, teka lang, parang maybe that's not the identity that I want to diba, embrace for myself.
Yep.
So iibahin ko, okay. And it's working out well for him.
Absolutely.
Diba? So, Karlo, napag-usapan natin yung bang veterans ng UST, no?
Yeah.
But talking about the Growling Tigers in season 82 wouldn't be complete without including the fact that they swept the freaking all coveted UAAP season 82 awards, beginning with our big man from Benin, Soliman Chabio, the league's MVP. Now, Karlo, to FEU's credit, no, they held him in the second half, parang 6 points lang yata.
Yep.
Pero, I mean, you have to admire Chabio. He has been a force for UST.
Absolutely.
Diba?
There will always be people who will say he didn't deserve it, or
naman.
Someone else. There will always be those conversations. Kasi I actually manually computed the stats, and our Ateneo's Angelo Cuame finished second.
Okay.
There will be people who will say, Chabio just gets points because he plays in a worse team. But you have to understand, Chabio is a silent worker. He does not dominate in the way you expect a foreign student athlete to. He is not overpowering, but he is graceful. There's power, grace, and control to everything that he does. Yeah. And he never demands the ball. He never demands the ball. He's just a hard worker, focuses on what his job, sets screens, and when there's an opportunity to score, he scores. So that's value. There's value in that. If Chabio wasn't there for UST, I don't think they would have finished this well. True. Pero you have to admire just how he's embraced that role, and he absolutely deserves that, most valuable player award.
I think parang you, in one of your tweets, you mentioned parang when Chabio got up for the ball, parang you said there was this, may napansin ka about his body control na ang ganda, diba?
There's just a different level of yung body control niya ibang klase. That was a play. That was a play where it was a fast break, and Mark Nonoy, the very fast Mark Nonoy, dumped the ball off to Chabio. Tapos, normally when you're a player in the fast break, the two of us play basketball, you'd understand this. Normally your instinct is, I'm going straight. So I will either go left or right. Pero pa-straight pa rin yung direction ko.
Sige.
But what Chabio did was, umikot siya. He spun around the defense. So once he caught the ball, he spun to the open lane. But that's risky. Yeah. As it is, risky na nga mag-speed move sa half court. Yeah. Kasi baka mawalan ka ng balance. But to do it in the fast break where you're running in full speed is absolutely difficult. And baka mapatay ka pa ng coach mo. Para baka magagawin yan.
Nag-spin siya at full speed.
At full speed, exactly. And yung maganda dun, the ridiculous thing with that play, that I kept on repeating when I saw it, is that talon siya, he did not look out of control. It was just one straight motion, then he dunked. He makes it look easy. Yeah. But trust us, even the two of us, even though we're not like basketball players, like pros,
I know.
We just like talking about basketball. That's difficult to do. Yeah. That's absolutely difficult to do. And di ko mabibilib kay Chabi. He isn't as powerful or as overwhelming as Mbala. But that's always been a comparison. Ben Mbala. That's been a comparison on Chabio. Yeah. But his body control, the grace that he's able that he brings, fluid, super fluid.
That's the word.
That's so difficult to do, especially when running at full speed.
Right.
Grabe.
You know how, Karlo, parang how some ballers just when you watch them, parang it's effortless. It's fluid.
That's right.
It's like when you see Zach Levine do a 360 on a fast break, parang you know that they can do it because it's just so natural. It's at ease, parang, and I think I kind of see it in Chabio too.
Yep. Exactly.
Ganon. He's not as wide as Diakite.
Yep, definitely.
Not as long as Kwame. He's not as muscular as Akweti. But he's pretty damn fluid and graceful.
Definitely. No doubt about it.
And parang that makes him, parang an all-around type of big man. Pero what? Compared to the other foreign student athletes, he's giving up inches.
Yep, he is. He's only 6'5". In fact, that should even be arguable. Pinag-awayan na namin ng girlfriend ko yan. Parang sabi na, 6'4" lang yan. And
there we go.
I might not even disagree because he doesn't. He's not big, he's not tall, but he's freaking effective.
Yun nga. And parang for UST, no, I think they just found, well, as their nickname would suggest, they found gold in the smallest foreign reinforcement in season 82. Parang kasi when you look at UST, no, Karlo, for years they had a main man in the middle starting with Karim Abdul.
Yep.
Diba? Who played alongside sila Jeric Teng, sila Aljon Mariano, sila Kevin Ferrer. And then all of a sudden, UST goes from Karim Abdul to guys like Afokwa and Akomo who are painful to watch.
Well, Akomo he was trying to find his in defense of Akomo, but kumbaga, those are the bad years of UST.
And then here comes Chabio. Oh my gosh, like they needed that guy.
Yeah, definitely. And honestly, it helps having Coach Alden in there. We can't say that enough. The Boys of Blood years were painful for them.
Oh my God.
That's a big reason why Steve Akomo isn't as celebrated as he is. But I mean, you have to remember Akomo was an awarded player back in University of the Visayas. He was matching up with Ben Mbala. Kaso life doesn't work that way. But for UST the wait was worth it. Steve to have not only Solemin Chabio, but also have Coach Alden there. That's huge.
True. And speaking of Chabio, no, Karlo, sabi natin, dahil MVP nga si Chabio, eto na naman, may debate na naman, not only about his legitimacy as an MVP, pero as we all know, in season 82, naging hot topic to for some time, the so-called over-dominance daw of foreign student athletes in the UAAP or even college basketball in general dito sa atin, no? Because certain congressman filed a resolution
that's right.
for completely banning foreign players like Chabio and the like.
Yes.
No, kasi raw, main points lang to. Sabi nila, they stymie the growth of yung athletes natin dito. They take playing time away from Filipino players. And lastly, mahal daw ang foreign student athlete. Pero Karlo, it hasn't been a guarantee for championship success. Parang hindi ibig sabihin na meron kang foreign student athlete dyan, automatic, champion na po kayo.
Yep, you have to remember, Lasal had Ben Mbala in season 80.
Yes.
Ateneo had Chibueze Ike. Ateneans love Ike, but we don't even have to debate about it. Obviously,
he was a role player.
Mbala was arguably one of the most dominant player in UAAP history. And Ateneo won. Yeah. So, no excuses.
Diba? Yun lang yun. And of course, I think Karlo wrote about this. To our arch rival's credit, no, Justin Baltazar wouldn't have experienced this kind of growth without posting up every day against Ben Mbala.
Exactly.
Diba?
No one would have honestly expected him to be this good, to be winning mythical fives, to be a potential PBA draft pick down the line, PBA lottery draft pick even. No one would have expected that. And here he is now dropping 20 games, like it's just for breakfast.
Yun. So again, all we want to say over here is we credit Chabio for his impressive UAP season.
Yep, for sure.
Yun na lang. He deserves it, diba? He carried UST all this way.
Yep.
So, I mean, dapat lang. He should be recognized.
Yep. It's not with the nationality or everything. Magaling sa magaling.
Yun lang.
And, players will gladly admit that.
Parang, di ba, if it's, alam mo na, if you have the game, you can be an MVP.
Absolutely.
And you deserve it, whether you're black, white, Asian, whatever.
Yep.
Diba?
At the end of the day, it's basketball.
Yun.
You have to find ways. Wala yan sa nationality mo. Laro lang.
And of course, Karlo, ang UST rin, medyo nabalot din sila sa controversy.
Yep.
Because, yun nga, may mga allegations daw of poaching of course, one of their main players, si Renza Bando, no?
That's right.
Pero, I don't know, Karlo, parang do you get it that UST has sort of resolved yung, syempre may tension yan sa locker room.
No, absolutely.
At this point, diba, heading into a major matchup sa Final Four against UP, tingin mo ba, have they, gotten through that? Parang, have they, parang try to sort of reunited themselves as a team, as a unit.
Well, to be fair, never naman silang sobrang nakawatak-watak off of that eh. And there was tension, we can't deny that. There were definitely very nervous moments there, but they figured it out. I mean, we have to remember they beat UP in a game without Renz. They beat Adamson in a very crucial game for their Final Four hopes. They're fine. Nothing to worry about with regards to UST. In fact, when you talk about it, you'd be like, nangyari pala yun. I mean, it happens. Stuff like that happens talaga. It's just how you go about it. And if there's something you know about Tomasians, they're defiant. Super defiant.
Yeah.
Lalaban at lalaban yan. And we're seeing it right now.
Right. And, concerning that player, si Renza Bando, in his maiden UAAP campaign, Karlo, he has just broken out.
Yeah, absolutely.
Diba? Parang, dun sa nakakita ng highlights niya against FAU, nakita mo yung block niya na inabangan niya dun. If we have a Chabio who is graceful and fluid, Renza Bando reminds me so much of one of our best leapers in UAP history, JC Ental. And I don't know, Abando kind of fills that mold for me. Parang, or even the UST athletic wings of the past. Sila
Kasi Mirza, obviously Kevin Ferrer there.
Cyrus Baguio.
Yeah, that's right. Those type of players. In fact, one comparison, not a Tomasian, taga UE, Elmer Espiritu is a player that we've heard. Yeah, those types of players. Abando's just such a amazing marvel to watch.
Yeah.
So athletic. And he's not exactly the most powerful of dunkers, not like 3D. Para masira yung backboard kapag nadakdak siya.
Mala Westbrook.
Yeah, exactly. Pero, such so much potential when it comes to Abando sa game talaga.
True. And going on from the bigs, the wings naman of UST, now over to their guards.
Yeah.
I think Karlo, pareho tayo na-impress with V, Rookie of the Year, Mark Nonoy. In the juniors, he was so tough to contain. But even over here in the seniors ranks, 10 points per game, 3.9 rebounds, 2.3 assists. He is poised to be the future main ball handler of UST.
Yep.
Diba? Parang, but it's just so impressive that he's the first Growling Tiger to win the award since Jerick Ting. Ganun pala yung, for UST to find, a golden rookie with Mark Nonoy and even add a Sherwin Concepcion, who, by the way, is also very productive.
He's very productive,
diba?
for sure.
Parang, maganda yung, the fact na nakakuha si Alden Ayo ng guys in their first year of playing, like, diba, sila Abando, Nonoy, and Concepcion, all delivering for them. And this, at least, itong run-up nila to the Final Four.
Yeah, and that speaks of how well Coach Alden has driven trust his players. Hindi ka naman lalaro ng ganyan kagaling kung hindi ka pinagkakatiwalaan ng coach mo.
Yeah.
And we're seeing it right now, with Mark, with Sherwin, and with Renz. Even though it's their first years in the UAAP, Mark fresh off high school, si Sherwin medyo nagka-break siya after an NCAA stint with Pua. And Renz coming from Pangasinan. Kumbaga kumpiyansa pure confidence.
True. And now eto na. So from UST side of things naman, Karlo, looking at a potential finals matchup with us, hindi natin alam kung sino sa kanilang dalawa, pero I don't know, just doesn't UST just feel like a perfect parang contrast of styles, diba? You have this very athletic, very run and gun UST compared to our parang disciplined, methodical basketball, diba? Doesn't it feel that way to you?
Well, there's definitely a reason to believe that. We saw that during the first round, where Ateneo won by only a point, 71 to 70.
The closest scare.
Yep, absolutely. Pero, well, it feels that you could say that it feels that way. Pero, I guess we talk about Ateneo later on. The thing with Ateneo is you're such a complete team. Sometimes it feels like wala silang butas. But I guess we'll probably talk about that later on, or I don't know, once they get to the finals. Pero there's definitely that feel. UST is the team that's best fit to beat Ateneo. Kasi once they get hot, from 3 and they're able to sustain
Yes.
that.
Yes.
Nakakatakot.
Right.
Nakakatakot. Even Ateneo would have a difficult time against that.
Would you say, Karlo, na UST would be a better matchup for Ateneo competitively, ha? Parang they could be the team that could potentially take our guys to a deciding game 3 come the finals.
Well, that's tough. That's a tough question when you're comparing UP and UST. Kasi
Okay.
for UST, there's always a question of papasok ko mga tira nila. And will they... Kumbaga, iba yung Final Four sa finals eh.
Yun.
You know, will they be able to still execute? And with UP, you know, there's
Ito na.
always... kumbaga, talent. You know, we always talk about
Yep.
talent.
Stockpiling.
Yup, will
Talent.
they figure it out? Kasi we've seen the 2 games of Ateneo and UP this season. UP's honestly looked helpless.
Yes.
So I mean, let's be frank about it. Ateneo beat them by 26 points during the first round and 22 points during the second round.
Never close.
It wasn't close. I mean, there was like a first quarter where it was close, but eventually Ateneo flipped the switch and the game was over.
Parang kasi, the way I see it, no, Karlo, UP would be the larger crowd draw. Diba? Kasi Battle of Katipunan, last year's matchup, rematch na naman. The last time I saw you sa Araneta, it felt like a finals game.
Yep.
Punong-puno yung Coliseum, diba?
That's right.
Pero judging from those 2 games, parang, you know, Ateneo has figured out UP completely.
Well, I mean,
Diba?
basketball is basketball in a sense na you can always add in new stuff, you know. But the question is, do they have enough time to add new stuff, to figure things out? I mean, there's a way. Talent is talent, but at the end of the day, you have to be able to build that into one cohesive unit.
Right.
And we haven't seen that from them, quite frankly.
Parang, you know, Karlo, would you agree with me here? The way I see UP, they suffer from having too many alpha dogs on the squad. Parang there's something missing eh. Parang last year, alam mo yung may angas sila, may leader, when you had Paul Atinto. Parang alam mo, etong guy, we look up to him. Pero here, I don't know, parang Paras can get you your 20, Richie Rivero can get your alley-oop slam, Acueti can get you your boards, pero parang who do you really look up to? Who is your, diba? Your guy with a star on his jersey and your main man. Kumbaga parang it's hard to balance too many alpha dogs on one team.
I mean, to their credit, you know, what many have been waiting for with UP is kailan ba sila sasabog? Kasi yun nga, there's so much alpha dogs, there's so much personalities. That's never happened. Kumbaga, they've embraced, you know, that hashtag 16 strong mentality of theirs. Pero kumbaga, if you really want to win a championship, you have to fix those errors.
Yeah.
And that's one of them. Kumbaga, it's not even in terms of how it plays on the court. You know, minsan ano yun eh, yung personality nila as a team.
Yun.
They're missing that heart and soul that they had it with Paul Desiderio last season. In this season, kumbaga, you're not really sure.
Yeah.
That's right. Who do you look up to? Who is our leader when everything else fails?
Yeah.
So, I mean, at the end of the day, they did get the second seed. They did get twice to be an advantage.
Yep.
But, kumbaga, out of respect na rin to UP's talent, to UP's capabilities, we know they should be contending for a championship.
Yeah.
They have to be better. If they have to beat the best to be the best.
Right.
And that's Ateneo. And quite frankly, the past 2 rounds, it hasn't shown.
Yeah. They kind of feel more like an all-star team, like the all-star 3x3, which they are. Sila Paras and Richie.
Yeah.
Parang it feels like an all-star 3x3 team.
Yeah. Funnily enough, 4 of those guys played in the FIBA 3x3.
Oh, parang ganun.
Yeah.
The way they're constructed, kind of, sort of, you know, resembles an all-star team, but legit championship contender. Wait and see pa tayo dyan. Although, we only have 3-4 games left for them.
That's right.
Yun nga eh. Pero, you know what, Karlo, parang looking again at UP, no, parang going through the earlier part of their season, parang others have argued that they have just benefited from late game hero ball na bigla na lang parang sinasabi nila, oh, they're just dodging bullets. They're just lucky to, you know, survive some games. Kasi parang Has this been parang so part of parang UP's downfall na you're super over-reliant on talent to the point that, you know what, again, parang how do you manage too many talented guys all at one time? Isa lang yung bola, di ba?
Well, to be fair to UP na rin, while we haven't gotten that trademark, signature win where you're like, that's it. That's the win you look at.
Yeah.
Kaya contenders sila. Yeah, we haven't seen that this season. But to be fair to them, they've learned to embrace that now. Okay, we're gonna be playing in the clutch a lot.
Yep.
We're gonna love the clutch, and to be fair to them, they've rarely faltered in the clutch. They've rarely had moments where they weren't able to execute.
Yeah.
Weirdly enough, they love that pressure. They're able to execute better when the game is on the line. Their offense is suddenly flowing more fluidly. And to their credit, it's resulted in wins.
Right.
But kumbaga, there will always be that. But Ateneo is a tough matchup.
Yeah.
You have to play 40 minutes of good basketball. Hindi lang pwede sa clutch na lang gagawa.
Totoo.
Kumbaga, yan yung terror prof na dapat pumasa ka ng first long test, second long test, third long test. Hindi naman pwede ibabagsak mo yung dalawa tapos hahabol na sa pangatlo. So kumbaga, consistent basketball is expected out of UP if they really want to beat Ateneo.
Right. And now parang does it feel like parang our guys, Ateneo, they're saving their best for UP all the time. Kasi I don't know if it's the calendar kasi they're always the last game at the end of the round for both rounds. But don't you think parang our guys are like, you know what? Let's deny the UP staff coaching for the UP coaching staff a win. Lalo na we have a former coach on the other side. Yung parang added motivation, added incentive yun eh.
Well, when we talking about that will always be speculation. Pero sa tingin ko hindi. I mean, if we're gonna look at it as analytically as possible, I think it's a matter of matchups na rin, and it's a matter of coaching. UP has a number of holes and Coach Tab is notorious for exposing holes as well as he does. So I mean that's pretty much what he's done.
Yeah.
He's exposed holes of UP. In fact, even through a zone, their very first matchup. And even though UP adjusted, he already had a counter to the counter. So kumbaga coaching prowess na rin yan eh. Ibang klase yung Tab Baldwin.
And the Coach Bo will be remembered for season 82 for his infamous suspension, outburst and suspension.
Well, I mean, yes, that will always be, remembered. But kumbaga, at the end of the day, it's Coach Tab. Yeah. I mean, more than there will always be conversations about si Coach Bo, wala yan. I mean, absolute respect to Coach Bo. He's done a great job there with the UP program, but si Coach Tab, he's just a different monster. He's
on another level.
He's on another level, and kumbaga, if you're a coach, gusto mo habulin yan.
Yes.
You love that type of competition, and it's up to the UP coaching staff to be able to figure something out. But I mean, obviously, they have to beat UST first before they even talk about Ateneo.
Yun muna.
Like what coaches will always say, one game at a time. Hindi pwedeng nakaisip na utak mo dun sa sa finals. Hindi ka pa naman nakakaabot.
Yes, diba? Yun. And finally naman, Karlo, heading over to our side over here at Loyola Heights, tayong mga tenista. Yeah. Excitement is at an all-time high.
Absolutely.
First time in history. 14-0. Diba? We swept the elimination round of the UAAP. We're at the peak of exhilaration, kumbaga, diba? Pero ang main kalaban mo dito, Karlo, when you're facing a 16-day break is complacency. Diba? Parang, kasi nga, season 82, you're gunning for the free-peat. Sabi raw, diba, ng iba, parang Thanos ng Ateneo. Inevitable.
Inevitable.
Diba? Parang, it's become parang, it's a predictable. Lista mo na yan. W na yan.
That's right.
Parang gano'n. Pero, sige nga, Karlo, how is Coach Tab, sila Coach Sandy, how are they parang tempering the excitement? Okay, may 2 games pa tayo, job's not finished.
Here's the thing with Ateneo. Natutunan sila from last season.
Yun.
Nung una sila yung sila yung natadala sa pressure na we were expected to finish with a sweep. Ganyan. That was what they experienced last season. And it's very rare na you see teams learn from a sweep attempt tapos bigla may chance sila mag-sweep na yun. Ibang klase. And I think Ateneo right now, it doesn't feel like it doesn't feel like they feel any pressure. Kumbaga parang lang sila, okay, we gotta play basketball, we gotta develop. Kumbaga their primary focus isn't to win basketball games in that sense. Parang their priority, as Coach Tab has always mentioned, is to develop basketball players. And nagkakataon with the practice they put in, with the work they put in, with the effort and the dedication that they do to be able to practice the different drills the coach tab wants them to do.
Yes.
To be able to build good individuals, I mean, it's showing. Kumbaga, resulta na lang yan eh.
Yeah.
Kasi if you have good basketball players and you're able to mold them together into one band of brothers, I mean,
Yan ang product natin.
exactly.
Diba?
You have a mean machine that, like what Coach Tab said, they can be called robotic, they can be called, but Coach
Ganon.
Tab has mentioned they have heart. That's been a grave misconception to his basketball team, and the team has so much heart and dedication. In fact, Coach Tab even proudly called this team the hardest practicing team.
Eto tayo, Karlo.
The hardest practicing team that he has coached in his 40 years of coaching.
Wow.
That's a lot of teams. That's teams who made it to the World Cup.
Tall Blacks.
The Tall Blacks.
Jordan.
Yep.
Ano pa ba?
Obviously, Gilas.
Gilas.
So much experience under Coach Tab's belt. And all of a sudden, a group of college kids.
Yun nga eh. This is a college team. This isn't a pro club. This isn't a national team.
Exactly. And kumbaga, that's hard. That's hard. You can't deny that. They may be, I don't know, boring to some, but you can't deny their heart. It takes a different level of dedication and love for the game to be able to get into practice and know, papatay na ako ni coach. Pero sige, okay lang. Kasi okay naman yung resulta pagkatapos.
It's not the work ethic na parang, okay, time in, practice, diba? Do drill A to Z, exit practice, recover, film study. No, parang if you're passionate about the development, the process that you're going through.
That's right.
Diba? Parang for you, ano yun eh, parang pag titingnan mo ba, it's a privilege, diba, to play for a guy who has a wealth of basketball knowledge, for international basketball knowledge, and you're coming into practice for him, tapos you're with other teammates who are just as passionate, just as dedicated to the game as you. Parang gaganahan ka eh, diba, as an athlete.
Kumbaga like what I asked na rin the Nieto twins, parang minsan ba yung biggest competition mo, hindi na yung kalaban pero sarili niyo. And they didn't exactly directly answer it, pero you can feel that. Na at this point, their biggest opponents are themselves. It may sound arrogant, but as a basketball team, it's your responsibility to control what you can control.
Yeah.
And what can you control? Your team.
Yeah,
your teammates. Right, paano? How you play on the court as one unit. And that's what they've been showing na magpapatayan tayo sa practice. Magpapatayan tayo. And at the end of the day, para smooth sailing na pagdating ng laro.
Tama.
And except for that game versus FEU, UST, and even Adamson during the second round, smooth sailing. Scary smooth sailing.
Yun talaga eh. Pero Karlo, some things naman that are going well for, a lot, and many other things. No? Pero things that are going well for the Ateneo Blue Eagles over in the second round of action. Of course, given na yan, si Ange Kouame he still has 3 more years of eligibility. What? I'm like, stop, man, stop. Pero I am most impressed, Karlo, with our recent awardee for Player of the Week, SJ Belangel. Diba? I mean, in a loaded depth chart with guards, no? How was he, for you, watching him, talking to him, how has he embraced this role as first point guard off the bench? Diba? After Matt Nieto, he's the chief backup and he does pretty damn excellent.
Here's a funny thing. This may be arguable. Sorry na lang din kay Matt. Batchmate ko naman niya. You could make an argument the best point guard of Ateneo the second round hasn't even been the senior. You can make an argument it's been SJ. I don't think Matt would mind kasi yung magkapatid naman bilib na bilib sila kay SJ. Pero with regards to SJ, he's always had it. I mean, people have been super high on him ever since he was a Blue Eaglet.
Scorer yan doon.
Scorer. Yeah. Pero more than just his scoring, it's just the maturity and the control he has with the team. And yung kapal na mukha. Like, may level of kapal na mukha siya na, okay, so tomorrow, I am polite to you. He's one of the most polite players you will ever meet. Lagi ang magpopo, lagi ang nangingiti, kahit galing sa talo. Super nice. Even some players are telling SJ na, wag ka na magpo. Kasi para may establish mo sarili mo. But even if he says that, he's still one of the best leaders in this team.
Yeah.
He has control. Kahit si Turdy, pagsasabihan niya kung saan pupunta and what to do. Nakakabilib to watch SJ. And the scary thing is, like Ange, he has 3 more years. and you have Coach Tab who's teaching you, I don't know what they're making them do. Their circus tricks to learn how to do a 360 with drinking coffee. I don't know. But I mean, grabe. It's astonishing to watch SJ perform this well. At such an early age. And with the limited playing time that he has. Because even though his averages aren't as eye-popping as the likes of Mark Nonoy or even LJ Gonzalez, ibang klase yung impact pati value ni SJ to winning basketball.
Yun.
To the type of basketball Ateneo plays.
Yeah.
Ano yan eh. Kumbaga, built to win. SJ is just built to win with smarts, with the dedication he puts in trying to work on his physical fitness. Yeah. You have to give him credit for that talaga.
And even in the juniors, diba, there was in his earlier time with the Blue Eagles, so parang sinasabi, Belangel's really, really talented. Pero parang, he couldn't win a championship over there. But he proved them wrong. He won in the juniors. And now he has one senior championship. Diba? And he's gunning for a second na in the college ranks.
Yeah, and actually, like what his dad said, sometimes his dad has always told me na minsan sabihin niya kay SJ, gumawa ka na ng paraan. Basketball is basketball. You're gifted in basketball. Kung gusto mo manalo ka. And he had that moment in high school when he scored 27 out of the 38 points of the Blue Eagles during the second round to sweep NU. And he's showing it right now, just finding ways to make his team win, making the most out of the playing time he's being given. And I mean, he could easily start in the 7 other teams if you wanted him to, because he's that good.
Yeah. All right. As from SJ Belangel naman, Karlo, a huge boost with his return to the lineup has been our guy na nakarate chop ni Nick Abanto nung UE game. Diba? Pero, I mean, Will Navarro, diba, better late than never. It's glad to have him back in the lineup.
Absolutely.
Sige, go lang.
Well, with Will, we never expected him to be this good, honestly.
Yeah.
In fact, there were a certain group of Atenista titos na sasabihin, since day one, naniwala kay Will. No, since day one, naniwala kay Will. Pero with tongue-in-cheek kasi, it was frustrating to watch Will last season. Yeah. It was quite frustrating to watch him. Never really got a hold of the system, but he's found his niche. Kumbaga, expected na siya na siya na yung main four with Rafi Verano out because of academics. And kumbaga, he hasn't just fit in as the Rafi replacement, but he's turned it into his own. He's turned into his own version of a power forward, right? Providing length and versatility in that position that, quite frankly, Rafi did not last season.
Pero see, when you compare, diba, the entry of Will Navarro into the power forward spot, Rafi Verano was more of your silent operator. He would box out, do the rebounding, the little things. Pero Will Navarro adds this level of, parang he adds that outside shot, he has the athleticism, diba, the length, parang more of multi-positional.
Yep. I mean, even during versus UP, during the first round, they were playing Will as a small forward during like a 5-6 minute stretch where they had Ange, Isaac, and Will. And Will actually played the 3 when he was in Greece. But alam mo yun, kung bibigyan mo yung ganung klaseng opportunity sa player in the Philippines where players of his height are expected to play power forward, kikiligin ka and we see a different type of dimension talaga with Will kasi kaya niya matake, kaya niya tumira sa labas. You have to, he's really developed quite well. And
ito, Karlo, yung next man up mentality na we've been talking about all season long when it comes to Ateneo. Knocked out si Rafi Verano and Joel Mendoza because of ACADS. But here comes Will Navarro, diba? Ready to take that spot, ready to take that job, and ito.
And aside from Will, you have to give credit to Matthew Daves, who's really embraced his role as one of the backup power forwards for them. Kumbaga, his skill set, some will argue, is still a bit limited. But what he does well. He's big. He has plenty of girth. He's very athletic, and he knows how to use that to grab rebounds, score inside. Yeah. And it's ended up well for Ateneo.
Right. And ito naman, to our of course, our main player, Ferdy Ravena. Sabi ng iba, pedestrian numbers, diba? It's not spectacular, not an MVP, parang last year he was just a wrecking ball, diba?
Yep.
But parang Ferdy Ravena didn't have to put up those type of numbers this season.
The funny thing is, even though 30 has quote-unquote pedestrian numbers, kumbaga, parang gumaling pa siya And even though he hasn't dunked as much this season, he's only had a number. Kasi parang last season, he had like a dunk tour. Tataktakan ko lahat ng teams. Ibang level yung quality of control niya when attacking the basket, when executing in the half court. Na minsan may imagine mo, siguro pwede ko laruin na point guard si 30. Parang it's reached that level for him, a different level of maturity. Kumbaga, iba pa rin yung control ng Kiefer. There will always be that comparison to his brother. But 30 has attained a control that fits his athleticism well, that fits his how he plays, and kumbaga hindi mo masasabi na there are only a select list of players na masasabi mas magaling nga kay 30.
Yan.
Kumbaga he's still very much in that conversation of best UAAP player today in the league. So kumbaga pedestrian numbers fine, but impact on the court undeniable.
Ayun. Well said, Karlo. Parang it has come to a point for Di Ravena na, you know what, I don't need to go out and score 30 every night.
Yep.
Pero parang I learned to let the game come to me. Parang yung sinasabi nila, no, when players reach a certain level of maturity, parang the game slows down for them. Yung sinasabi nilang ganon.
Yep, and that's exactly what's happening to 30. He's making some incredible passes to his teammates, even in the fast break. And that's difficult to do kasi mabilis eh.
Yes.
Tapos as 30, sanay ka na, tataktakan ko to. Pero minsan kahit pagdadrive siya, he does a little Euro step
yung ganon.
or a little simple crossover dribble that's able to create separation. And it leads to easy baskets for him.
Maturity and just being parang more disciplined and balanced, diba? Yun eh. And of course, Karlo, no? Again, sabi natin, no Atenean in the Mythical Five, no MVP, no Rig of the Year. Absolutely no problem for Ateneo. Pero Karlo, no? Who do you think, of the guys who to mention, who do you think is going to be due for a breakout finals performance for the Blue Eagles?
Honestly, it's an easy answer to say 30. Kasi kumbaga iba yung 30 pag finals.
If you remember last year,
not only did he put up 38 points, 6 rebounds and 6 assists in game 2, he put up 21 points, 9 rebounds and 10 assists in game 1. I mean, he averaged 29, 7 and 8, something like that.
Practically triple-double.
It was practically a triple-double. So incredible numbers. So 30 is the easy answer. But you know what? I'm gonna go with SJ. I'm gonna go with SJ here. Kasi fine. Wag na yung 30, wag na yung Ange. Alam na natin yung kaya nila. But SJ lives for the moment. SJ has lived for the moment ever since. It just feels like like what Tab said, we're gonna have some fun. He's gonna experiment with different lineup stats for sure. He loves doing that. He's been running a lot of Matt and SJ at point guard, and I mean in one lineup to even finish games. And Matt has willingly given SJ the ball in the clutch to do things, and we saw spurts of that during that second round UP game where SJ wasn't just setting up; he was straight up scoring on guys like Richie, guys like Juan Gomez de Liano. It feels like he knows this is it. This is my time. By next year, it's probably gonna be his team. With 30 leaving and Matt. So I think we're due for a big SJ performance in the finals.
Sabi nga nila when I had the Blue Eaglets come over here, that was SJ's graduation year. Parang sabi nila, they all point down to their wrists on the bench. It's SJ.
It's SJ time, exactly. It's SJ time.
Maybe we're gonna see that. Sana nga, Karlo. Sana nga. But again, with all the names that we've mentioned, with all the key players that we've talked about now, Karlo, again, for the entire season long and for the whole duration of Coach Tab's stay over here in Ateneo. The greatest strength of the Blue Eagles, it's still discipline, unselfishness. Yun pa rin tayo. And I think the greatest manifestation of that is the way the Blue Eagles move the ball so beautifully, poetically. I mean, I cannot have words to describe it, but we can just go back to a single play. Karlo, second round, De La Salle, series of passes, diba? Opens up Isaac Go at left wing. And before Isaac Go's shot drops through the net, Coach Tab was already nodding his head in approval.
That was versus UP.
UP pala, sorry.
UP. That's right.
He knew it was good, and I mean, that is the perfect the perfect symbol of what, the Ateneo offense is all about.
Yep. Unselfish, absolute trust.
Yun.
What if that shot went out? Nakakaya naman kay Coach Stab. But Coach Stab trusts his guy.
Yep.
He trusts Isaac. That's going in.
Yun.
Not in approval.
And, yun yung beautiful side of things. Pero Karlo, for all the dominance, of course, our Blue Eagles aren't flawless, di ba? May chinks in their armor that, meron ba? Is there anything that has to be ironed out, if any?
To be fair, ang mahirap kasi sa Ateneo, what makes them such a unique team, normally kasi if you're a team, you either play fast or you either play slow. Ateneo plays both. They are so disciplined in the half court, but they're actually one of the teams that force the most turnovers in the league. And that's a testament to the type of press that they run. Marami sila full court press eh. Hindi na siya mukhang mayhem kasi hindi naman sobrang angas ng mga players or sobrang mananakot. Pero kumaga, they still pressure teams eh. They pressure teams with what I'd like to call smart pressure. And when it comes to at the end of the day, if you want to beat Ateneo, you're gonna have to force them to commit errors.
Right.
Commit errors talaga, So that's on the point guards. They have to be able to handle the ball well through the press. But other than that, wala ka na masyado maiisip eh. Talagang kailangan mo i-pressure talaga yung Ateneo. And that's what happened versus UST, versus FEU, even versus Adamson. Those three teams built to play defense, built to pressure, and it showed. So they have to really watch out for the types of defenses which they will face.
But then again, it's another thing when you're game planning against a Tab Baldwin who is not only 1 step or 2 steps or 3 steps ahead, but he's an entire chessboard ahead.
Yep.
I mean, it's easier said than done. Pero final shot before we end. Karlo, Lovenia, I will pass you the ball. Who will Ateneo be playing in the finals of season 82 of the UAAP?
That's a tough question. Really tough. Siguro papaya ako. I mean, lots of predictions I've made have gone so bad, but I'm gonna go with UST.
All right.
I'm gonna go with UST on this one. Kumbaga, there'll be arguments na can they really beat UP 2 times? Ganyan, those types of arguments. But this UST team feels different.
Yeah.
They're even UP fans, some fans I've talked to, they said, sinong gusto makalaban? FEU, UST. Sabi naman, gusto makalaban FEU kasi yung UST, yung namasa. Kasi, kumbaga, the 3-point shooting of UST, UP really needs to play good defense and disciplined defense to slow that down. While yes, 3-point shooting is high variance, if you're not gonna close out well, papasok yan.
Right.
So, and UP still has to prove if they're able to run their offense well, if they're able to play good defense. So I'm going with UST. I will allow myself to be crucified if that's not the case. If yun pala, mananalo sila.
Malagot ka sa Hail Mary na nila,
Exactly. So tingnan natin. But I'd take UST.
All right. Pero Karlo, and to our Ateneo basketball fans out there, regardless if it be the guys over at the other side of Katipunan or if it be the Growling Tigers from España, our Blue Eagles will definitely be ready come the finals after their extended Undas break. As we all know, they mean business, diba?
Yep.
And with Coach Tap at the helm, diba? With Coach Sandy helping him out, and with guys like, of course, yung mga seniors natin na 5, diba? They want to prove a point. They want to exit this year with a bang, and you can count on them that that they'll finish up these last 2 games, diba? Kung last 2 games nga of their UAAP basketball career, the right way, and yan ang ating aabangan, lahat ng ating mga Ateneo basketball fans.
For sure.
As for K-Love and this is us for our UAAP Final Four and konting finals preview na rin. And that is it for us over at the rundown over here at Radyo Katipunan 87.9. Again, keep it locked here. Next week, we'll see you again. And one big fight to our Blue Eagles come the finals. And that is it for me, Anthony. And of course, K-Love once again saying, so long, one big fight, and see you again next week only here at Radyo Katipunan 87.9, the voice of the Blue Eagle. Peace, everyone.
Radyo Katipunan News action with the latest sports news, updates, game previews, breakdown, and analysis in, around, across, and beyond